Alright everyone, we are back with another donation deck list and a really spicy brew brought to us by Gabe Menendez. He's well known from his Shared Discovery podcast, a very cool Premodern podcast he does together with Steve and Travis. And today we will do a Dechtech to the Mono Blue Prison deck. And I was really hyped as he sent me this list. But first of all, thank you very much, Gabe, for doing a donation deck list and support us, support the Premodern content. And yeah, let's dive in. So on the first side, the deck looks very similar in the core with a mono brown mud deck. But you will see pretty soon that there are some differences, which probably makes the deck a lot better against various tactics Mud is struggling to play against. And for me, the most obvious thing is the addition from the 4 Parallax Tides together with the 4 Chain of Vapor. So the Chain of Vapor is a card great on its own, but together with the Parallax Tide, you can exile 5 of your opponent's lands, keep priority, and bounce the Parallax Tide away to let them in exile forever. So I think that's a great tactic, and against a variety of decks, the combination of these 2 cards resolved for once is enough for them to concede. What do we have more? So the mana base is pretty similar to the mud one, but they play... I'm not exactly sure how they are filling up the empty spots. We fill up with the islands here. Probably something like Crystal Quarry or what it's called. But you can see the prism elements. You have 4 Mishra's factories, where the factories are one of your main win conditions, I guess, next to the 4 Black Vise. And you have a full playset of Propaganda, which is a great and massively underplayed card in the format, because you are forcing your opponent to pay 2 mana for each attacking creature. And regarding on your starting hand, you can bring this down turn 1 or turn 2 if you want. Then we got some more prison elements like Sphere of Resistance. And a very, very nice find I've never seen in a game of Premodern is Pendrell Mists. So this is exactly the same like the Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale, but it's on 4 mana enchantment, so you don't expose this to a opposing wasteland, and it's like 3,000 euro cheaper per copy. And the Tabernacle is not in the format. So really hyped to see the Pendrell Mists here. And yeah, besides that, we've talked a bit about the deck list before I started. If you are wondering, the Balin's tombs here are ancient tombs with a really bad makeover. So sorry for this. And in addition, we have 1 Chronatog. It's a 2 mana 1/2. And you can give him +3/+3, but you need to skip your next turn. So one possible win we could achieve, and we are aiming for exactly this, is us having a Sphere of Resistance in play, having Chronatog in play, and a Smokestack. So what does it mean? If opponent is out of lands, and we have a Sphere of Resistance, we ensure that he can't cast something like Swords to Plowshares to get out of it. And then, if the Smokestack has 1 counter, for example, at least, at the end of his end step, you will skip your next turn. And this will lead to the combination of him needing to sacrifice 1 permanent each turn, and pay 1 mana more for each of his spells. And sooner or later, he will draw his whole deck, and we will win like this. So this is target number 1. What do we have in the sideboard? So at first we got 2 Hibernation, which is an instant returning all green permanents to its owner's hand. Really a fan of this. It's a great tactic against the rock, elves, and something like Green Stompy, Terra Ponza. So yeah, has a variety of strategies. It's nice that you can let opposing threats resolve because you have one of this in your hand. We got 2 counterspells. I think this is there for must answer threats for combo decks, something like this, to have some play against the Devourer combo. It might be a bit hard to cast this because we have a lot of colorless land, but on the other hand we have 3 Mox Diamonds, so this should work. We got 3 Annul, and I think they have a variety of decks we want this, because many decks are relying on artifacts and enchantments and having the ability to counter this for 1 mana. So don't forget, our spells will get more and more expensive with the Sphere of Resistance. It sounds great. Then we got a full playset of Hydroblast. If we face something like Sligh or Goblins, they will shine. And then, what a find, full playset Wall of Tears. So it's a 2 mana 0/4 Defender Wall, and whenever this blocks, the creature is returned to hand at the end of combat. So what a nice find. I haven't seen this in a long time. It's from the Stronghold set, and I think together with the Prison Elements, it's a pretty good wall. Yeah, pretty hyped about this. Want to see what you are thinking. Please comment if you have ever played something like this or seen something like this. I think it's super creative and I'm happy to play something like this. Yeah, maybe there would be room for something like 1 or 2 IC Manipulators to have the ability to tap away things from your opponent or your own Winter Orbs. But let's make a leak with this and then take a look again. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the games, and again, thank you very much, Gabe. Really appreciate it. And have fun. All right, we're on the play here. So let's take a look what we get. This is a nice one. Has some early damage, some prison parts, so I want to keep this for sure. And the support is nice. Really choose the wrong islands this month. They've taken some Urza Saga ones. Alright, let's see how far the Black Vise gets. So we can remove the draw one, we can keep the one in the upkeep for our Rishadan Port session. Oh, this might be Goblins. Okay, Scrollrack, this is fine for me. Sphere of Resistance, this is sweet. Don't want to expose my Rishadan Port to a card like Wasteland. At some point we can bounce this. But I think with the Sphere of Resistance it will be hard to hit something. Maybe he's on Sligh, which could be a bit tough. Okay, he gets damage in here. Soulland would be nice. Chronatog, this is cool. So do I want to bring down the Winter Orb or Chronatog? Don't know. Winter Orb might be wrong. I think it just might be right to port once. Tough spot. Let's get down the Chronatog and hope that we draw another island or another land for propaganda. Okay, he has reached the hand size of 4, so we won't make damage with the Black Vise for a while. The question is if he attacks. I think I just try to block then. Giving +3/+3 is too dangerous, so if he has removal, we will have exactly a time walk for 2 mana. And he should have removal at this point. So here I just want to... I could wait 1 turn. But I still want to block. Yeah, let's remove this. This is fine, even if he deploys another 1 mana threat. Okay, Mock Fanatic. Pendrell Mists. I think it's quite of the same thing. I'm not sure, this might be completely wrong, but I want to bring the Winter Orb down. Because this will strangle his mana. We are a bit locked up from this too, but if he just crashes 1 damage in a turn, it's fine for me. Yeah, this might have been too greedy, but I'm not sure. Hard to tell. Okay, untap the island. We have another one. This is nice. So we are having a propaganda in 2 turns. If we don't, or if we draw another land, we have it next turn. And this combination of Winter Orb, Sphere of Resistance, plus Curse Scroll accumulating too much cards in his hand could be a way to win. 18 is still a lot. I untap the Rishadan Port here. Mox Diamond, not great yet. I don't want to port in upkeep because this will bind 2 of my mana and... Okay, he can't use it, but I still think it's not the spot to port. He needs another land drop to make at least a 1 mana spell. Black Vise doing some more damage is sweet. If I draw land, I will absolutely land the Mox Diamond. Yeah, land would be sweet draw. Okay, this is tough, because I need to decide if I want to play Factory. Yeah, I think. Or is it better to... Maybe I do nothing for now. So, I mean, just to play the propaganda, but... No Mox Diamond, no Mishra's Factory. I think I can wait 1 more turn for this. Ah, okay. He scoops it up. Probably stacked in the hand with a lot of Ball Lightnings. And Ball Lightning under Sphere of Resistance is 4 mana. With Propaganda Attack is 6 mana. Okay, Wall of Tears. This could shine in the matchup. So if this blocks the creature is returned to hand. Bit awkward if I want to block Ball Lightning. Okay, not sure about the counterspells. I'm not even sure what I can cut here right now. Okay, Smokestack is a bit too slow, I guess. And then I don't need the component of Chronatog. I think Pendrell Mists is not great. And Parallax Tide is not amazing. Maybe cut down on Winter Orb. Okay. But without this, we are missing... I'm not sure. Parallax Tide could do some work, but... Maybe Winter Orb is hurting me more than him. I mean, it worked then, but... What about this? I think it's fine. Maybe put some smokestacks in and not the tides. Because the tides are exposed to his red blasts. Yeah, I want to do it like this. It's not a game we will close up quickly. So if we have tide and not immediately the chain of vapor. Okay, this is sweet. I want to keep this. Question is, do I want to lead with City of Traitors? I think I will. And then next turn, play a land plus Wall of Tears. Mox would be a nice draw. Okay, this will go a long way. So there might be the spot we have to bounce it immediately, but I don't think so. So let me just start with the sphere here. Might be too greedy, but I don't have much experience with the prison decks. Okay, he could have Red Blast for Wall of Tears, but I really want to land this. Okay, Hydroblast. Float 2 mana. Bring this down. Small argument for me to cast another sphere. I think I want to do this. Because we got this covered, but then the wall would cost 3 mana, which is a lot. So I want to see the first blast here. Yeah, show me if you got a blast. Otherwise, we stop the creature. Overlord on Sphere, maybe? Or Lightning Bolt phase. Yeah, probably Overlord. Or Red Blast on the wall. Yeah. This is absolutely fine by me. I mean, even the factory stops the Lavamancer. So if this is a pace where we get damage in, we might win the game. Okay, Smokestack. Not great yet, but it has its potential later. Okay, don't want to do upkeep action. So if he attacks here, okay, he does attack, so he wants to spend his mana this turn. Okay, I think it's right to try to blast this to get the board clear and then follow up with a Sphere of Resistance. He might have another blast. Okay, no blast. Yes, absolutely. So he has to decide now if he wants to place his damage on me or on attacking Mishra's factory. We are not able to cast Wall of Tears with this setup, but okay, 1 mana spell, Grim Lavamancer. This has potential for damage. We could cast Wall of Tears, which I think it's necessary. So he has to decide. So spending 1 of his mana now is a lot for doing 2 damage a turn. This might be the difference. I think he could attack and then Lightning Bolt this to clear the way. 1 more land and we got, no, 1 soul land and we got Smokestack life. Okay. This is fine. I want to ship the turn here. Sadly, we can't port, though there could be a Okay, Bold Face for 3 is fine by me. I want to wait with the Hydroblast. Because if he has land plus lightning, a ball lightning, this could hurt. Okay, let's see if he has a red blast. Even something like the full vortex would be strong, but we need to get rid of this shocking creature. Okay, 2 cards in hand could be Fire Blast, so we are at 5. This has 2 more in petto, so we are at 3. See, we are close to dead. Okay, still could have a red blast. Smokestack. So question now is, I think we need to land the Smokestack. Ah, we can't. It's 5 mana. Okay, so I think the way is to attack here. We still need to go a long way. So worst part probably is that our win options are not great against Sligh. They are a bit favored if they can make it to land drop number 6 or something like this. So there would be a small argument to having Parallax Tide, but expose it to a card like a Red Blast seems so bad. Okay, I forgot to set the stop and upkeep. So this could be a problem. Okay, if we do begin combat, we will port here. So he can't place a Euphoric Vortex. Okay, what he has here? Another 3 or 2 mana. 1, okay. Counterspell for 4 mana. So I think I need to wait here. Okay, maybe Wall of Tears is not the right thing to do. Because it's bad against Ball Lightning. Maybe it's enough that we showed it this turn. Okay, another Factory Suite. So I want to go like... Is this a new one? I think this should be the old one. Okay, this is secured against the shock, which is nice. Would just be too dangerous to land the Smokestack. Okay, I'm not feeling confident here, but we have something to do. And I don't want to port because I need 4 mana up for my counterspell. He could have exactly Fire Blast, which would cost us a game. So I think crashing in for 2 turn is the right thing to do. Even if it does not feel great. But there will be the point. I mean, City of Traitors would be sweet. Black Vise, not the thing I want to do. I need to activate this with an island because I want to have this shockproof. This is our win option right now. Okay. So don't forget there will be a turn where we start crashing in for 4. And then even if he has a shock effect on this, okay, he's flooding out pretty badly. And now it's fine, but I'm still scared of the potential Fire Blast. So I have to play around this. So him having Fire Blast plus top deck shock effect would be enough for us to lose. Okay. Lava Dart probably. This would be fine. Okay, Fire Blast is here. We lose against any burn spell now. He even has us at 1 with a Lava Dart in graveyard and the Barbarian Ring. But we made it to turn 13, which is sweet. Sulfuric Vortex probably. Okay, Lightning Bolt and then Barbarian Ring. I was not... But we had lethal soon, so... I think Wall of Tears is not the right thing to do, even if it looks tempting. Maybe Winter Orb. So if we cut back on the Wall of Tears, maybe not completely, and bring in some amount of maybe more Smokestack. And one Winter Orb. Let's try it like this. Okay, yeah, we needed some more mana like City of Traitors to start crash in with two Mishra's factories earlier. Okay, turn 1 Sphere of Resistance, but it will be painful. So I think I want to play this more on the slowish side. Yeah. So Black Vise is not great because he can dump his hand cards so quickly. But I don't know if the hand will get better because this is a combination of damage we have. Plus 3 of resistance is great to take some speed out of the game. Okay, another 3 of resistance, but we need a painless land for this, I guess. Grim Lavamancer is strong. But at least he needs to put cards in his graveyard first, which the fetch land exactly does. Okay, Propaganda, not the right thing for now. I think it would be best... So Barley's Tomb really hurts myself. I might just ship the turn here and see. He probably has something like Overlord or Artifact removal. Otherwise he would have attacked with this, because he can't do both. Okay, Lightning Bolt. It might be enough for me to Chain of Vapor this, but then he will have a bounce effect. So let's see. Okay, Mock Fanatics, this is fine by me. Would be great if we draw exactly blue mana. Of course, we could then have a painless counterspell, but this would probably not be enough. So go for this. I don't know if he wants to copy. He shouldn't with 2 mana in play. I would be happy if he does. Okay, Rishadan Port is sweet. I think we do need the combination of... Or do I want to land Propaganda? No, I think it's right to play this next sphere and start porting an upkeep. So he will ship 1 damage in a turn. We have the Black Vise as a kill option. Needs to get rid of. Okay, interesting game. So we are doing a lot more against Sligh than I would ever thought of. This is sweet. And we start attacking with the factory if we got another painless land. Another Black Vise. That's okay. He might have couldn't have anything there, so I think it's right to take 3 for this. Question is, do I want to port or do I want to attack? So attack would get damage in. I think we are in a damage race here. I don't want to port this. Thanks. Maybe that's not great, because he can get rid of 1 card in his upkeep, but it feels great. And if we draw blue, again we have a counterspell up. He might have a card like Lightning Bolt to face. We go to 9, 8, 7 potentially, and then we are quicker with our Black Vises. Okay. Meltdown would be a blowout, but I've never thought from a Sligh perspective. Yeah, tough spot he's in. We need to handle too much on our side. This is a strong combination of cards. Feels like strong mud this far. And a Hydroblast. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. So how to play this safe? We got 6 damage in upkeep here, but I do want to have 2 more damage from the factory. So he needs to get rid of 2 cards in his hand, and then they are doing 2 damage, but then he needs to handle the factory. Okay, shock on this. I think we counter here. And then he dies in upkeep. Or we could tap factory to save it. Maybe it's a bit better. So let me cancel this, but then he plays Mock Fanatic on this. Okay, I think we have to try it here. Counter target spell if it's red. Shock is red. Okay, sending a sign. 1 damage in. Then the Black Vises do their job. Great match. Alright, we are on the draw here, and I think it's a pretty good hand. Due to the combination with the manlands, otherwise it would be probably too weak. but with this we probably have a variety of strategies covered. So let's see what we are playing against. Okay, we forgot to remove the stop and upkeep. Turn 1 Eurus probably. Okay, Sligh again. Okay, City of Traitors is fine. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to start with a Tomb here. I think this is a very important decision, starting with Tomb, playing the Sphere. Otherwise we will lose this, and this will chip 2 damage in anyway. Bit aggressive here, but yeah. So if this will sacrifice next turn, we are losing 2 mana, and this will chip in 4 damage in the time where we lost 2 mana. Another creature is strong here. Okay, here I think we can play the factory, ship the turn back, but we are in a tough position. We just need to attack, and if we activate, he can shock this in response. So no blocking for me this turn. Okay, no attack. This means he probably has no City of Traitors or Island. 1, 2, 3, 4 Pendrell Mists for next turn. So the cool thing is that we haven't told him what we are on. And I do not plan on blocking here. Okay, he attacks here, has probably an Incinerate in hand. Pendrell Mists can be great, but it will be hard to keep up with his 2 to 4 damage a turn at minimum. Okay. Another one. Okay, we have a nice follow-up. He will probably sacrifice this. We go to 11. We go to... So we need to think about this. Might be wrong to play Pendrell Mists. So if we play this, we go to 12. We go to 11. We go to 9. He will keep these 3 alive. We go to 3. We go to 4. Does not sound great. We go to 4 and then we just die. But we have this follow-up, so this might be the line we have to take, because we are not in a position where we can wait any longer. We are probably dead to Fireblast. Yes. If he has another land drop plus Fireblast, we are dead. But there are various combinations where we are just losing against, so I think bringing this down, and then if he struggles, we play the Tide, exile all his lands. He needs to sacrifice all creatures. Yeah, we draw a bit too much land from top. Okay, we are at 9, we go to 4. Yeah, interesting. I think even if we get the perfect line here, we can't win in time. But we will wipe his complete board. Smokestack. Okay, it's a follow-up. I need to land this sadly, but we won't get damage for at least one turn. Because you need to sacrifice all of those. So we are secure for a second. If he drops a land, we can exile it immediately. So go for this. Problem is they will return in a second. We need to take all three. Otherwise he can just keep one alive. And even another Parallax Tide is not enough. Because he can just use his mana then to play Shock. Okay, do we need to get the Smokestack down or do we start to attack? I want to play this. And attack for a lot. But yeah, due to the fact that we don't run Stifle, we don't have really out here. And at this point we have a lot of dead draws, to be honest. So even a Propaganda would do nothing. I mean, okay, Black Vise not doing anything. Maybe we needed to put the Smokestack there. So the thing is, I guess, yeah, we need to put the Smokestack there. Because if we draw exactly Aura Togs, this would have been the way to win. Having the Smokestack on one and then let him draw so many cards that he will just draw his whole deck, because he has to sacrifice one each turn. So as this is not a feasible tactic anymore. Yeah, maybe he is flooded with a lot of expensive burn spells. So I'm liking what we are doing here, but it's probably not enough. Took a lot of damage from the Balin's Tomb. Okay, he will... We are so dead. This will return. Okay, but anyway, we needed to play the Smokestack and not chip in for 4 damage. Because if this would have go to 1 and we get the Chronatog, we would have just skipped each turn. And he needed to sacrifice 1 to the Smokestack. And yeah, sooner or later he will be dead. Because he would have drawn his whole deck. Okay. I think he's playing games with us. Otherwise, okay, maybe he's flooded with all Ball Lightning and Sulfuric Vortex like this. And Scroll Rex. No, Curse Scroll is the right word for this. Okay. I am confused. But it's magic. It might happen. So ships a turn here. Maybe he's in fear of us having a... Okay, I'm wondering a bit. Why to do it like this? Not sure. But I guess you want to do this probably in upkeep. If the lands have returned, and but it worked. So yeah, but pretty close. So one more turn. Okay. So I thought again about this. And I think if I understand it correctly, when this blocks, the creature gets bounced before damage. So this will stay alive forever. And the Ball Lightning will be bounced without making trample damage. Okay, we do want all Annul and all Hydroblast for sure. Probably one Counterspell. Okay, now it's getting a bit hard what to cut. I'm not a fan of the Balance Tome, but I'm not sure if you are allowed to cut them. Winter Orb. So Parallax Tide is not great because they have blue blasts. And I think same for Pendrell Mists. It was just a bit lucky that it worked out. 3 more. I want to ditch some Smokestacks. Two more to cut. I think it's correct to cut 2 Balance Tomb as 2 Ancient Tomb. Sorry for calling this alternative name. Does make no sense to give magic card new names, in my opinion. It's complex enough on its own. Okay, we're on the play here. Okay, this is unkeepable. Chain of Vapor is not great. And 2 Ancient Tomb is too much. We don't want to help him so much. Okay, we can... This is fine-ish, I guess. We need to ship 1 card, which will probably be the Counterspell. And then we have a variety of plays next turn. So if he leads with a creature, I will probably cast Propaganda. But it relies a bit on the draw I have. It was funny cutting 2 Ancient Tomb, draw 2 Ancient Tomb. Okay, Jackal Pup, that's sweet for us. Rishadan Port. Okay, just due to the fact I want to keep more mana around, I will play the Wall of Tears here, but I'm not sure if I can block. Because I want to force him to... He might have Red Blast, but I want to force him to have... to pay 2 mana for this and then get it bounced if he wants to burn it in addition. But if I think again, sorry, but... Okay, this might work. We have a plan. I think sooner or later he will burn this away. Now it could be right to cast Winter Orb. But I think it's better to bring down Propaganda. It's lining up pretty sweet with his board. But 1 Red Blast. I would be more confident if he had another blue. So if he has a Red Blast, we would Chain of Vapor the Propaganda. But yeah, the blasts are great the whole game. Okay, he needs to put 4 damage on this anyway. Can't do it if he attacks. Okay, this is sweet. Counterspell, not great. But I want to land Winter Orb here. I don't think I want to ward him, because he can just make something in response. We don't have any taxing effect for our spells. And okay, starting the burn plan like this. I want to have the Annul up to counter a Sulfuric Vortex, something like this. Okay, land is not super great, but we have a Counterspell now. So I need to play this out and probably port the Barbarian Ring. Might be a play to have Annul and Chain of Vapor up. Okay, he's flooding mana. This is a great find. I really love it. The artwork. And I think it's pretty strong in this kind of deck. Another possibility would be a Fog Bank from with a saga with the dinosaurs on the artwork, because they have flying and they will stay alive forever. Okay, he just needs to pile up some. Okay, this is Arcwood, but it could be good if we draw a land later. So this is not affected by the Winter Orb. Okay, no burn spell. Seal of Fire, is it enough for me to play Annul? I mean, he can get rid of this, but then we can make the Chain of Vapor line. So this should be fine. Another Grim. Not great with a quick look at his graveyard. Another Wall of Tears. Is it enough for me to expose myself to have not a counterspell up? I think it is. Because if he does not get rid of both Wall of Tears and Propaganda, the Ball Lightning is a 5-drop, because he needs to attack, pay 2 to attack, and yeah, Ball Lightning is not great here. Okay, I think we need to... Port is not great here, so untap the island. City of Traitors. I'm not sure if I want to drop Mox Diamond now. I think we can wait one more turn. But probably Mox Diamond is the right thing to do. So you see the Pendrell Mists would not be great here. But if it continues like this, he can just stack up his burn spells. Okay, Smokestack, it's something. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we need to tap out completely for this, but I think it's not the worst, because we have Chain of Vapor. Maybe I want to play it like this to keep either Chain of Vapor up or Annul. But he has a lot of stuff to sacrifice. This will probably hurt us more than him. I think it's time to get rid of the Winter Orb sooner or later, because it's hindering us. 6, 9 permanents. So some Red Blast would be great. Okay, Fire Blast face is fine. I mean, this plays into the strategy of doing something with Smokestack, but we might be dead here. Yeah, it's 7. Okay, they don't do anything. Yeah, it feels great to have something up against the Sulfuric Vortex. And it's sweet how they cover the ground. Okay, Mock Fanatic is fine. We go to 6. Yeah, Grims are strong. So here it's a Smokestack. Okay, untap blue to have Counterspell up. With a Smokestack, you need to click on the right first, because you first want to sacrifice 0 permanents in this case, and then you want to add a suit counter. Okay, factory is fine-ish. We need to sacrifice the City of Traitors then. So maybe I just want to play it with Mox Diamond. Because the factory won't get through in any way. Okay, let's see. At this point, I'm happy about the Winter Orb. But on the other hand, the Smokestack is really feeding his Grim Lavamancers, so I think this will be the way we lose. So we are at... Yeah, that's problematic. But let's continue. I mean, there's a small argument for... Okay. Again, right first. Let this resolve. We want to get rid of City of Traitors. Red Blast would be fine-ish, I guess. Another Chain of Vapor. Okay, we have to wait for a bit longer. I think porting now is not great. So the question here is, I think I need to play Chain of Vapor now. Otherwise, or I can do it with the trigger on stack. Yeah, try it like this. I want to put the triggers on stack first. This could be great, but we are really in danger. Okay, this on stack. I hope to get priority again. Not really sure if I needed to keep priority here. Okay, this is on the stack. So we want to sacrifice it like this. I need to... So the sad thing is we can't do both of these. But if he decides to copy this, we can sacrifice something to... Yeah, that's the interesting spot. We need one more blue mana, and this would be fine-ish. But there should be some amount of burn. Okay, incinerate phase. Is it enough for me to counter? I need to counter this. Otherwise, we will bounce this, he do nothing. And then he has 3 cards in graveyard. I mean, we are at turn 11. So it's not the worst thing we are doing here. We go to 2. If he has any 1 mana burn spell, we are dead. Otherwise, we could be in a spot where we could shift the game. But we need to bounce this right now. Okay, another Grim. Another Grim. Okay, this is probably enough. Because he can, yeah. This is too much. Yeah. Because, I mean, I could... I'm not sure. If I... So I untap this. And then I say... Put this on bottom. I think I need to sacrifice Smokestack here to not give him the ability to fill up his graveyard. Yeah. So, sacrifice Smokestack. And Island. Another port. Okay, we will go to 2. And then we probably lose. But let's see. The problem is we don't have any card to shift the game immediately. How a control deck could do it on turn 12. But I'm pretty happy to make it till turn 12. Okay, 2 damage to face. Okay, I need to set a step in upkeep. A stop. Okay. Then he has exactly 4 cards. To activate Grim Lavamancer twice. I will pretend that I have a stifle, but we are pretty done here. Right, first damage come in. Yeah, great match. It was tough, but it was fun. We had some tools, but yeah, it's just Sligh. It tears apart Bruce most of the time. Okay, what's up with this hand? I think it has plenty of play. We need to decide what our turn 1 play will be, because it might be better to drop Winter Orb first. If we start with Sphere of Resistance regarding an opposing matchup, we might have trouble. Okay, Duress turn 1. Arena. Okay. Mox Diamond is decent. But we have a bit too less mana for this. Okay, I think it might be right to... I think it's nice to cast the Mox, so if we draw land next turn, we can go to 4 mana and play Propaganda under a Sphere of Resistance. Would be great to draw a card like Black Vise soon. So it would be a great answer to this position. I think we can handle the Phyrexian Arena probably a bit better than a turn 1 Hypnotic Spectre. Because even with the Propaganda, he could have just paid 2 mana to attack us. Okay, we got Mox Diamond. This is not great. I think it's time for Winter Orb now to stall the game a bit. So it would be great for us if he's on mono black. But it's probably a dead... Okay, it should be mono black due to the Mishra's factories. And I think we can handle mono black a bit better than a black white version. Because black white versions most of the time have something like Disenchant and Vindicate. But let's see. We still have some decent plays. Okay. Sea of Cleansing, Gerard's Verdict. Okay, you get my Mox Diamond for sure. And the Pendrell Mist. Not the end of the world. But he has white, and this seems that he has answers to our Black Vises. Okay, not drawing a land in 4 turns or 3 turns it's not great. Duress, that's fine. He will take the Propaganda, because these are redundant. And there's no way I can play any of these. But Propaganda wouldn't be great in this spot. I just need to top deck Black Vise, I guess, and hope to dodge some removal. Okay, Island, get that down. Even a card like Port would be decent. Because in addition with the Winter Orb, this will make a lot of prison tactic. He might have... Okay, he could not cast Gerard's Verdict, and he knows that our cards in hand are redundant. This would be great to get one down. I think I would not exile everything, but at least the land he untaps each turn will be exiled. Okay, Smokestack. This is a 5 mana card. We could save up for a card like Gerard's Verdict, and then we have to decide if we want to keep one Smokestack or Parallax Tide. I think Parallax Tide it is. Okay, Hippie. Not great for us. That's a bad draw. That's a classical problem of all Mox Diamond decks. That if you don't have anything like a Sylvan Library, you have great starts with a Mox Diamond, but then on the other hand, you have starts where this will clog up. We still have the ability to draw some outs to the situation. Okay, this is pretty aggressive, but it's fine by me. We just need to draw one land. Smokestack is not great here, because he can just decide to... Okay, Port is fine-ish. So we need to set an upkeep here. The question is... We are probably not fast enough with the Smokestack. We go to 10. We could keep one Tide. And then... So we cast Smokestack, go to 10. He attacks for 4. We go to 6. He needs to sacrifice 1 permanent. I think we need to try the Smokestack route. It's a bit bad that we have to show him that we are on Smokestack. If this does not work out, and I think we still need some support for make this work. And sadly he will get both of the Tides, because we have no ability to go to 5 mana before. The good thing is we have the factory covered from next turn on. But we are heavily relying on some kind of top deck, like Propaganda. And we will really get hurt by sacrificing things into Smokestack. So it's a tough spot to be in. But it's okay. We bricked so much. And he had a turn 1 Phyrex in Arena that, yeah, it just happens. We got 2 lands in 8 turns. Okay, untap Port. Put the right on stack first. And then we want to put a suit counter here. Okay, island. Absolutely want to play this. Now we could still get out of this. It's a bit tricky, but we have the potential. So here I want to not port an upkeep. Okay, so we need something like Propaganda or Chain of Vapor to make this work. I think even Pendrell Mists are not enough. Okay, I need to think about the situation. Another factory. Okay, this is enough for me to use the port. But let me think about this. If we use a port here, I need to untap it again. And then I don't have mana to play Propaganda. And I think Propaganda is the out to the situation. So I want to pass here. Okay, untap the island. Sacrifice the tomb. Okay, at some point he can just get rid of his Phyrex in Arena through our Smokestack. Okay, we have Rishadan Port here, so we got one more turn. Of course, we don't die to a double activation of Mishra's factory. He has to sacrifice 2 permanents. The good thing is that we are just in the need of port 1. If he just tries to go all in. Okay. Yeah, that's not fast enough. I think I need to sacrifice Sphere of Resistance soon. Dark Ritual. Masticore. Okay. This is fine for me. I mean, it's a great play because we need exactly Propaganda now. Everything else is not enough. Okay. So here I want to get rid of Sphere of Resistance plus Island. Put something onto this. Okay, that's not enough, but I want to see how he sacrifices. Maybe we get some more information through the discard. Yeah, we needed, I guess, 1 or 2 more turns. And the Decree. That's a nice build of Deadguy Ale. I think it's a great addition. Okay, he discarded the Swords to Plowshares, so nothing new for us here. Let's pack these things up. And see if we got some kind of tools against this strategy. The problem is that he has probably the best answers in the format for our strategy to handle artifacts and enchantments. Okay, what we do not want. I think most things are pretty decent, but Pendrell Mists are probably not great. There's more argument for Wall of Tears, but I think we want the counterspells and probably to Annul. Annul should be better than the Pendrell Mists. And I think I want to submit it like this. Would be sweet to have a start with a Ancient Tomb plus 2 Black Vise. I know I'm asking for a lot here, but this happens sometimes, and these are really unfair games. But we were not lacking too much in these games. I mean, if we had one Mox less and, for example, one Black Vise, we would have a pretty fast game, I guess. What I've learned is that the counterspell is pretty hard to cast, because you often are stranded with a lot of colorless mana. So I think this would be one change I would make to the deck. Like exchange the counterspells for something like Mana Leak or Memory Lapse. I think Mana Leak could work pretty well. Maybe you have play something like Power Sink. So I think here is some more room to explore which counterspells are the best. Because I had in my testing games a lot of trouble justifying the double blue. I mean, you have the double blue on the Parallax Tides anyway, but these are more like 4 drops or 5 drops if you have Sphere of Resistance. And the counterspells you often need much earlier. Not sure about the Annul here. Maybe this should be one Wall of Tears. I'm really not sure. Wall of Tears is not great against a card like Phyrex Indicator. Of course, he will just kill it in the first swing. It will be bounced, but we get 1 damage and then he can recast it. Okay, let's see. That's great. So we need to decide what card to ditch. I think I will go for the island here. We are then a bit weak to a card like Wasteland. Or Disenchant for Mox Diamond. But we will do a great prison plan now. Leading with the Sphere of Resistance turn 1. And then follow up with... There's an argument for ditch the factory for now. If we draw something like Parallax Tide, but I think there needs so much to happen that the Tide plan is live that... And this would allow us to cast Counterspell if we draw one. Okay. Cast Mox Diamond. So what does my gut says? Ditch the island. This could be wrong, but so Mishra's Factory first. So we could play Chronatog turn 2. But then he could cast a discard spell in his next. And this just crashes in for 1. Okay, Barley's Tomb. It's fine later. This is 3 mana. Or do I cast Propaganda? I think it's right to port for 1 turn. So there's no spell we can get punished by if we just take 1 more turn and port to gather some more information. Okay, Mox Diamond. I want to cast this. To have more blue mana. And I don't want to take too much damage here. I'm thinking, yeah, I will port again, and if he spends 2 mana to get rid of my Propaganda, this is fine. We are not facing any creature here. Okay, Tide is fine. So we start our first attack here. And in upkeep, I want to port the white mana. It will invite him to cast Disenchant on any of my cards, but I think he would do this anyway to get free of the Sphere of Resistance. Okay, no Disenchant. Winter Orb is great. Sadly, it's 3 mana, so he will have 1 shot. But with the combination of Rishadan Port, we really are in the control seat. This is a reason I played the Mox Diamond, not the Barley's Tomb. It's a great blocker. Okay, here I want to... He might have Vendetta. So I need to set a stop here in my begin combat if I want to attack. I think it's not the time to attack. I just want to port after I saw what he untapped. And this is almost here. Okay, untapped white mana. I want to port black to not give him the ability to play Dark Ritual into something. Okay, Disenchant. Probably on Winter Orb. Another Sphere, not great. We are really in trouble here. But I think I need to get this down. Because if he just untaps and plays Gerard's Verdict, we are done. Problem is that he has 2 Mishra's Factories now, so we can't chip damage in. And he's still at 18, so I try to make the prison plan and hope to top deck any amount of Black Vises. I mean, this is really taxy. This is fine for me. 4 mana to get 1 card I could not cast. Okay. This is fine. Winter Orb would be nice. Black Vise, okay. 3 cards in hand, so not great here, but I want to get this into play to protect it from discard. Now he needs to decide if he wants to keep attacking or if he wants to play cards from his hand. Okay, Exalted Angel is very strong. We have a Propaganda which we can't cast, so this will be over pretty fast. We need exactly Chain of Vapor, and even this would not be great, because he can just sacrifice something and then bounce a card from our side. Another Angel, probably, or Masticore. Okay, yeah. Strong card now. But let's see. Factory. Let's get down our Propaganda. Send a sign. But this is one of the positions where we can't get out. Because we would need a combination of Chain of Vapor plus Counterspell. And even then he would draw a lot of cards. Okay, Vindicate here on Mox Diamond. Not understanding this completely, but maybe. I don't know. He's probably playing it safe. I don't know what he's fearing with double blue, but he's in the driver's seat anyway. So, City of Traitors gets this down, ships the turn back. This has to be one of the tougher matchups. If you're not having a card like Parallax Tide plus Vapor, plus Chain of Vapor. Okay, here's the Counterspell, but we can't cast it. Yeah, we're done here. I think this is a pretty decent hand. Really want to try this. combination of Mox Diamond with Sphere of Resistance. Okay, this is tough. So our answer need to be Mox Diamond. I think we need to pitch the island here. And then I need to cast, play Mishra's Factory and leave it as a blocker. So if he attacks, we can activate this to block, which is great. Mob Fanatic. So if he wants to trade both of these against one factory, I'm fine with this. Okay. So now my follow-up, okay, he's just 1 mana. So let's think about follow-up. One follow-up could be the Pendrell Mists. So he just can keep this around, but I don't know if he can push anything through, which is... So he pays 1 mana to keep this around, even if, yeah, I go for the turn 2 Pendrell Mists. I hope this does not backfire if he has exactly Forest. Okay, even Forest plus Naturalize would not work immediately, because he needs to pay for the lackey, so try the Pendrell Mists here. Okay, this is... We can even do a follow-up Smokestack, but let's see what this brings out. And if he... Okay, he has a Rishadan Port. So he could keep 2 Goblins around. This could block next turn again. Okay, Black Vise, not great here. I want to play Sphere of Resistance. And the question is, do I want to play the island? I don't think I have a advantage from that now. Because if he pays for both, we can block this. Yeah, this feels like a great spot. Because he can't have... He needs 2 mana to have the Vampire Incinerator for the factory. So he probably does no attack. Yeah, no attack here. Go to the end step. Okay, Smokestack. Do we want to get Smokestack down? At the cost of let this one connect for one time. I don't think I want to do this. I want to play a Black Vise now. And let me think a second. This is 3 mana. So if I get this down now, he needs to sacrifice 1. I wait 1 more turn for my land drop. So next turn I could do City of Traitors Island. These are 3 mana to play Winter Orb. And then... Yeah, this is strong. Turn 2 Pendrell Mists, and even our turn 1 was exciting. Great answer for the lackey. Okay. If we play it like this, he can't have Pyrokinesis, because it would cost 1 mana under the Sphere of Resistance. And I will absolutely block the lackey here. So I would be wondering if he can place more damage in this game. Another Pendrell Mists. Okay, I want to get this down. I don't even count if it's great, but I want to have a double Pendrell Mists game. Just let me double check it's not legendary like the original card. And this might be enough for him to pack things up. And get this down. We have our damage source here with the Black Vise. Man, this feels amazing. And next turn we can play Winter Orb. But maybe I want him to keep this around for longer. I mean, he missed 3 land drops, so this did much for us this game. But this is often like if you're relying on your turn 1 Lackey. Okay, I think I want to cast Mox Diamond. And then we have 1, 2, 3 mana. And I want to use this for Winter Orb. Yeah, it came everything together here. There are many games where you don't want to play Winter Orb against Goblins, but this is one of it. He can untap 1 card, and then he needs to pay double Pendrell Mists, while the Black Vise is chipping damage in. This is a sweet showing of the deck. Now we just untap Factory. And this will be... I think he's just staying around to see a bit more of our deck, which is perfectly fine. It's a great tactic to get more information. And we are crashing in for 2 with the Factory soon, plus 3 from the Black Vise, so this will be a fast game. We need to deal with some Red Blasts. And we still don't know... Okay, this is sweet. We still don't know if he is on something like Black-Green, Red-Green, or Mono-Red. The Ancient Tombs are a sign that it's probably Mono-Red. Do I want to show my Smokestack? I don't think there is need for that. But there might be some card combination where it could be pretty bad. If we don't get this down, I don't know. I think we are not giving too much information away, and we are having one more safe bet here who's winning the game. I think the Smokestack is not great in general against this deck, and so if he wants to sideboard more against Smokestack, this would be fine for us. Okay, so he pays for that. Has probably red mana source, and then next turn he gets 3 again, or 2. Okay, attack, send a sign. Untap Factory. Okay, click on the right one first, otherwise you have to sacrifice immediately. Okay, this is enough to pack it in. We got some tools against him. This was an amazing game. So we have 4 Hydroblasts and 4 Wall of Tears. And what can we cut? For sure Smokestack, because he has a variety of different token strategies. It's not a matchup for Chronatog, I guess. Could be one more blocker for opposing Goblin lackeys. Not sure about Parallax Tide in this amount. Winter Orb is fine-ish. Maybe cut one Winter Orb, the Chronatog, and one more Parallax Tide. All Parallax Tides and bring the Chronatog in. Because Parallax Tide is so bad against a card like Red Blast. But there's much for him to handle. Okay, what do we have here? We don't have blue mana. We have turn 1 Sphere of Resistance, but we lose against turn 1 Goblin Lackey. With a Mox Diamond, this would be amazing. I think we have some room for mulligan here. This is fine. Really want to keep this. We have a variety of answers for turn 1 Goblin Lackey. And we got the follow-up. Okay, turn 1 Goblin Lackey. This is great. So I'm thinking about playing Chain of Vapor on this first, but I want to bring this down, cast Mox Diamond, ditching an island. We need to Hydroblast now, otherwise he could have Red Blast. Okay, if he plays something like another Goblin Lackey. Okay, this is good. I have no answer for this right now. I have... Okay, this can't block. So I think it would be best to get down the Sphere of Resistance first. But the Wall of Tears is a great blocker later. In combination with the taxing effect. He needs to replay his goblins each turn. He could have Red Blast. But I'm willing to take the risk, I guess. Okay, this is strong. This could go for our Mox. But then... yeah, I think it's good enough for play one Wall of Tears. And then he has to decide. He can get my Mox, but after that, if he wants to go for the Sphere of Resistance, he needs to bounce this. Okay, this is a great combination. We're really in trouble here. It's our own sphere. And this will ship at least 1 damage in each turn. So War of Tears looks kind of sad there. But he has 2 cards left in hand. Okay, this is fine for me. Another Chain of Vapor. This is a problem. So if we get any more pressure on the board, another Pile Driver would be a disaster. Okay, attack and replay. Okay, what do we need to draw? Probably Soul Land plus Propaganda would be fine for the first step. Do I want to bounce this? I don't think it's worth it. He would sacrifice and bounce my wall here. Okay, we're in a bad spot. Yeah, this happens sometimes, that you lock yourself out with your own prison pieces if your opponent has exactly Yeah, enough mana and his prison pieces. But let's try our best here. I think it's time to get rid of my own Sphere of Resistance in upkeep. Otherwise, we can't recover. Might be enough for him to counter this. Okay, if he ports, he can't counter. Let's play Chain of Vapor here. He has enough mana, so we need to get rid of this. Don't want to sacrifice extra land. Okay, City of Traitors. I want to bring this down to give him the opportunity to port this in upkeep. We are exposing this to Wasteland, but we are pretty far behind anyway, so okay, let's see. This is tough to block with a Wall of Tears. Hitting 4 Goblins. Okay, we are packing it in. This was too much. Okay, let's think again. I think it's still a decent main deck like this. Chain of Vapor is maybe not great. A fast Smokestack could work. I mean, maybe we need Chain of Vapor to block turn 1 Lackey. To bounce turn 1 Lackey, but this problem won't be solved then. Yeah, let's try it like this. I'm thinking about Parallax Tide, but it's just imagine to pay 5 mana for that and take 2 damage, and then he has a Red Blast. Okay, give me a strong one, please. Sadly not playable. This is better. So I want to keep this. Then I want to ship the City of Traitors. I don't want to expose my so we haven't seen a Wasteland yet. Tough one. We are very really relying on the Pendrell Mists here, and if he has Red Blast, this will be a huge pain. Okay. Yeah, let's try this. Barlin Stomp, Winter Orb. Not a great turn 1 play, but we have turn 2 Pendrell Mists, and maybe he does not have Lackey or the 3 games on turn 1. Okay, 3 games, 3 Lackeys. It happens. So question now is, do we want to get Factory down? Or do we want to make the Pendrell Mist tactic again? I think for now it's better to play the Factory here and probably the Mox Diamond, because I don't want to take extra damage from him. He could have something like Overlord, but I'm just hoping he plays another Goblin and we follow up with Pendrell Mists. Okay, Tinkerer is strong. This will come for my Mox Diamond. But he can just let one stay alive due to the... Okay. He might have Red Blast, but we will get the triggers on stack for once. 1, 2, 3. So I want to let the island untap to bluff a red blast. Okay, Pendrell Mists has to do it. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, this is great, getting rid of this. It's nice that we can play with the factory, with the port and his mana. Okay, this is fine for me. I might just want to attack for... So untap this. 3 of resistance, this is great. Yeah, I want to land this. Really doing the same prison tactic like game 1. Ah, wait. I overtapped. So I want to leave the port untapped. Get down the sphere. Okay, you can attack for 1 turn, but that's not scary. A card like Wasteland could be fine for him. So he could go for Mishra's Factory. Okay, he's not planning on. So untap Factory, and I think I want to go for Black Vise. Yeah, let's bring the Black Vise down. Wait, he could just destroy this. Okay, no Black Vise for now. I need to port here, I guess, because I don't want to expose this to a red blast for now. This is one of my main ways to win. We need to get rid of the Tinkerer anyway, before we can land our Black Vise. I think at one point he might be too annoyed and activate this for Winter Orb. City of Traitors. I wait 1 more turn. Okay, it's great that he needs to pay again. Okay, he can untap 1, so Red Blast is live now. But Red Blast is great the whole game, so... Okay, if we get rid of this, we can bring some damage down with the Black Vise and Mishra's Factory, like we saw game 1. Untap Factory. Okay, Mox Diamond. Not great in the face of a Goblin Tinkerer. Do I want to... I think I want to hide the city for a bit longer to have the ability to cast Mox Diamond and ditch this. So we can untap 1 more. Yeah, Pendrell Mists and Winter Orb is such a sweet combination. So great discovery of the card here. Okay, now he can't attack. He attacks. Let me see what you have. Pyrokinesis, maybe? Okay. I'm confused, because this will change everything if this happens. Okay. untap Rishadan Port here. And now I think we can unleash almost everything. So I want to play the Mox Diamond. Maybe I want to play the island first, then Mox Diamond. I hope he is not having anything like Meltdown. And then I want to bring down the Black Vise. Now he has a lot to handle. He needs to get rid of the Black Vise first, otherwise we are crashing in for 3 damage a turn. I'm not super sure that we are winning, but I think we are in a decent spot. But 8 cards are a lot to handle. At least we have our prison plan. Okay, he did a discard there, so Red Blast is sweet, so I can wait for longer. I mean, Naturalize would be great, but it needs to go to the Black Vise first. And if he spends 3 mana and we can Hydroblast. Okay, now he can cast Naturalize. Goblin Lackey, that's not scary. Okay, here I just want to port this. Untap port. I want to bring down the Barley's Tomb. We can activate it a few more times. Want to ship the turn here. I think he's not able to pay for this. He just wanted to get it out of hand, but he could have done it with this card. So he's paying for this. But I'm not scared of any. Goblin Tinkerer number 2 would be strong, but okay, he paid for this. I will do a Hydroblast here. Maybe there's no need for Hydroblast. Because if he has a plan and he attacks, I activate Factory. Okay, this was it. Great match. Alright, we're on the play here, so let's see if we can craft the unfair hand. This is probably a bit too fair. So I want to take a mulligan here. We can do better. That's better. I think it's right to get rid of the Balance Storm. And starting with Black Vise, if opponent is on 7, is always a great one. It's nice that we have some follow-up utility lands. And this is a huge clock. Okay, want to get this down. No way, no need for us to play Winter Orb now. I think this might be one of the games where we could land a Parallax Tide. Even found the other half. So get this down. Still no need for Winter Orb. He might have Disenchant, and if he has, I am thinking about bouncing my card with Chain of Vapor. Okay, this did 9 damage. Blue, probably Meddling Mage. Am I fine with that? I am. Because we got Mishra's Factory. So I'm not sure if it's right to bring down... he named Parallax Tide, which was pretty smart. We do have a Chain of Vapor, but I think it would be best to probably play this like this, to have the Factory as blocker. There's an argument to let him crash in for one turn. We have our win option here, plus a potential bounce for this. Okay, he attacks, so he has probably Swords to Plowshares. No need to play into this for now. Untap this. Smokestack is fine. I think I want to bring this down to just overload him with artifacts. So he needs to decide if he has a disenchant, if he wants to go for Winter Orb, Smokestack or Black Vise. Then we get our utility lands back, but I think in the first turn I want to untap an island to have a Chain of Vapor life. But having Chain of Vapor for opposing creatures is not great right now, because he could just easily copy it to bounce the Smokestack. And this will be a long while until we can... Okay, this is great because it crashes some damage in. Okay, he might be faster than us here. Let's see. Untap island. Put the right one first. Put a counter here. I mean, sacrificing anything is pretty painful for him. I want to get the City of Traitors down. I mean, it's still great to have Mishra's Factory as a blocker. Attack with both. Small argument for a bounce here, but not yet. We are still at 13 after this happened. Okay, here I want to untap the Mishra's Factory. Sacrifice island. We have 3 of this. Next turn I want to sacrifice City of Traitors. Put a counter on this. Okay, island is making a bit awkward. But we want to ship the turn back here. This is still doing 1 damage a turn. And I think he's unable to cast anything like Factor Fiction, because we just would make a 5-0 pile. Okay, I would even be fine with him playing a Swords to Plowshares on this. But he might just activate this and attack with it too. But we will see. So the problem is if I if he can cast Swords to Plowshares, he is at 4 cards in hand. So I want to wait a bit longer, because we are still at 10 now. I'm not sure if I want to put the Smokestack higher here. Don't think so. So now we sacrifice City of Traitors and Island. Maybe one time I want to put... But 2 is a nice number, to be honest. Yeah, 3 might be too much. Let's keep this on 2. Sphere of Resistance is decent because it's a way to tax his mana and have another sacrifice effect for sacrifice card for Smokestack. And at some point we could even bounce our own Smokestack. So the Black Vise is still chipping damage in, which is nice. At some point he might play Swords to Plowshares on his own creature. But this could be a tough matchup if we do not have a start like this. I mean, the Black Vise did 16 damage till now. Okay, give protection, sacrifices away, probably protection blue. Then sacrifice mother plus planes. Maybe? Yes. Okay, Mishra's Factory activated. He attacks. I am ready to... Am I ready? 4 damage, we go to 6. He gets 1 damage again, needs to sacrifice. I take the damage once again. Okay, might be the point to get rid of Winter Orb. Or maybe Sphere of Resistance. So untap this. Then I want to sacrifice 1 island. And I think the Winter Orb may go. Because having the port mana up again is sweet. Another Sphere of Resistance. He could just crash in for 6 next turn. Ah, no, he can't. He needs to sacrifice 2 permanents. So I think it's best to ship the turn back. I don't want to enable some Swords to Plowshares from him. And now that we got Rishadan Port up, we have the ability to tap an attacking factory, and I think we are a bit faster. Plus, I think there is a room to play a Chain of Vapor soon. So activate Factory for block, and then play Chain of Vapor. He might copy, but I would be fine with any bounce here. Okay. He has Swords to Plowshares, but I think I'm fine with... Am I fine with getting that sorted? I think again there is no need for me. What do I want to sacrifice? I want to sacrifice Sphere of Resistance plus 1 land. If we bounce it now, he can replay it. So I take the damage 1 more time. Okay, in the end step, I try to bounce this. Might be totally wrong, because he can get rid of the Smokestack. But then this will do damage, and we can't do port and attack. Yeah, maybe this was wrong. I'm not sure. Let's see. He even might have a counter for this. So this would be a small disaster, I guess. But if he has a counter, he can't pay for us attacking with Mishra's Factory. Okay. Okay, this is perfect for me. I don't want to copy. He has 6 cards in hand. So this will do 2 damage next turn. 3 mana. So I think it might be best to... We can port or we can bring the sphere down. I think it's a bit more safe to go for Sphere of Resistance. Not sure if he could do anything with 1 blue mana. There might be builds with 1 or 2 Annul in the main deck. But I think now we got this. Yeah. Okay, blue-white Weenie list. Probably with an amount of standstill. Wall of Tears is great. Small argument for now. Okay, I think it's hard to get everything together. So the combination with Parallax Tide and Chain of Vapor, probably not great. And I think this is it. I mean, we could even crack a standstill if we have something like Black Vise. Yeah, this was an interesting match. Pretty close at the end. Okay, we do have a turn 1 sphere. And some Mishra's Factories. Seems great. I think this is a hand I want to keep. We might have turn 1 and now. Not sure if I'm fine with this. But I think I need to go for that. If he does not have it, it has such a high impact here. Plus we need to get rid of Annul anyway, because it has so many hits in our deck. Okay. This is fine for me. Because it's setting him back and you want to lead with the island. It's sweet that we have a variety of manlands here. And Rishadan Port. Winter Orb is sweet. I think I just want to port. So here we are not in the fear of getting the Teferi's Response, because it's a 3 mana card. If I go for Island, I think he activates the factory and crashes in. So I don't want to... Another factory. Okay, we have a factory game. Smokestack. So factory plus Winter Orb. It's not great. So I think here I just want to... Maybe this was wrong and I needed to land Island. But if we get this resolved, this has a high impact. Yeah, I want to resolve this. It's not great, especially in this turn, but yeah, he can't counter this for now, and now he has 2 annoying artifacts to handle. And if he wants to crash in, he needs really to pay for this. Wasteland is fine. Okay, here I want to untap Island. Wall of Tears is sweet. So get this down. Cast Wall of Tears, ships a turn back. If he wants to pay 3 or 4 mana to counter this, he will lose some turns, so I'm fine with this. So maybe one problem with the Wall of Tears is that he could have Swords to Plowshares for this later. But I think it's a fine card, stopping factories and meddling mages. Okay. Just pass priority here, and he didn't use any mana. Factory. Okay. Here I want to untap Rishadan Port to give him the ability to play Wasteland on this. Not doing that, so I play the island. And if he activates Wasteland, okay, there's no purpose in porting then, because he has no more tapped lands. Okay, Wasteland on this, fine for me. We have the factory follow-up, which is sweet. So at some point he could start attacking and making them big enough for the Wall of Tears to die. Or he has the Swords of Plowshares. Yes, Swords of Plowshares on this. Okay, Mother of Runes. It's fine against the Wall of Tears. Untap Factory probably. Maybe we need to aim for Parallax Tide plan. Don't know. Mox Diamond, not great. Because I want to bring the factory down. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I mean, we are still in a decent position. But at some point we need to start, get things going. With a Black Vise or something like this. Okay. I think at this point you have a lot of counter mana up. 1, 2. Do I want to play this into Counterspell? I think there's no need yet, because we have 2 factories plus Rishadan Port and Wall of Tears. Yeah, I'm just hoping that he taps out. Or we have a double spell like Smokestack plus Black Vise. Wasteland here is fine. Not super scary, but okay. We need to think about this. Okay, another island. This is enough for me to try to cast Mox Diamond. Ditch this one. Then I think it's right to... So if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, it's exactly enough to... It's not enough if he plays Wasteland before we switch turns, which he probably will. So I think it's better to say like blue, blue. I think Smokestack is a bit better. If we get this going. He might have Mana Leak, but this will cost him some turns due to the Winter Orb, and I think we can rebuild faster with Smokestack, with Mox Diamond. Okay, next turn he can activate Wasteland and Tutor. But this will cost him some mana. Okay, I can't pay for this, sadly. So ships the turn back here. A tough match, and we really need to take a look at our clock, because it's ticking. So it's a bit awkward that the Wayfarer can get new fodder for Smokestack. So he probably search for another Wasteland here, which is a strong play, but it's not advancing his board. Just setting us back a bit. Flooded Strand, okay. So question here is, I think it's right to go for Smokestack again. 1, 2, Okay, but we need land for this. That's not land. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chips a turn back. I think this was the spot where we needed land to get Smokestack down. But we are not done yet. Okay, 5 bows, so he can't search. I mean, we still have the ability to just draw 1 or 2 Black Vises and win from there. And he's not crashing in with some protective creature with Mother of Runes. Okay, he might have Annul now, but that's a problem anytime. Okay, island here. I don't want to drop this. We might run into days, which would be a small disaster. But we can't play around anything, and now we are... I mean, we could play this. Okay, and now, exactly as I thought, 3 lands. Okay, we were able to drop the 6th land. We start again to rebuild. Maybe we land a Sphere of Resistance next turn. Of course, Parallax Tide is not great here. Okay, now he starts attacking. So it's time for us to untap Factory. But 1 damage a turn is not super scary. Okay, untaps this one. Another Factory is great. But we are still on 6 lands. I don't want him to advance his board. So if he plays like this, I'm feeling a bit more confident with the 2nd sphere. I don't know exactly why. But I'm still hoping for a Black Vise here, and if he has a pace of untapping one land a turn, and we have Mox plus potential Barlin's Comp, so Ancient Tomb, sorry for the stupid name there. We really need to take a look at the timing here. Untap Factory. Propaganda is sweet. He dropped another land, so I'm able to drop my 7th land. Yeah, if we land Propaganda, I think he has a disenchant here. Yeah, very interesting game. Okay, I think there is no need for us to play Propaganda right now. 7 lands. Do I want to land 1 Wall of Tears? I think I do. But it's 4 mana. And Propaganda is 5 mana. That's tough. I could have started attacking here, but I think he's on some amount of Swords to Plowshares. 4 mana. Disenchant on this. It's not great for us, but it will free some space on our side. Okay, here's the Black Vise. So what's the right thing to do? I think it's probably right to go for Propaganda. I need to pay 2 more. And maybe that's too greedy, I don't know. Because Black Vise is chipping in 3 damage now, it's not great. He can not do a double counter. Probably has some amount of... I mean, if it's Mana Leak, we could pay for this. Prohibit. Okay. So Black Vise or Wall of Tears. I think we need to play Wall of Tears. Because if we play Black Vise and he has 1 Sword Plowshares, we lose the game immediately. Because he has 8 damage. Yeah, he has 7 cards in hand. This will not end up well for us. Okay, he wants to go for the pump here. Or? The problem is if we block this and this will be bounced, he can just tutor up Wasteland. But then he can't play the factory again. Okay, Protection Blue. This is a way. Okay, he will win in 2 turns like this. But next turn we can block with our factories. Okay, Mother of Rune's doing a lot of work. Okay, we have another Propaganda, so we might need to go for this. He has some counter mana up. Maybe it's better to play Black Vise. I think it's better to play Black Vise first. Maybe triple blue was not great. Okay, he might have an answer for that. Like another Disenchant or... But he's not in a hurry right now. Could just use... Okay. Disenchant, yeah. I mean, he has a lot of cards piled up, so... But we still have something to do with our Propaganda and Parallax Tide. Yeah, this seems like a tough matchup to play. Cause like a black-white deck, he has the answers for our key cards. Okay, I want to see Swords to Plowshares here. So the problem is if we block and our factory stays alive, he has the ability... no, he played a land, so we can't tutor again. With the Wayfarer, okay, I want to do the same. Don't know, maybe I needed to do double block here? No. So even if this gets sorted, it's fine for me. And at some point he will run out of answers for my enchantments. Okay, this is fine-ish. Smokestack, Parallax Tide, or Propaganda. I mean, Smokestack could be a way to win, but when we go to 3... Yeah, Smokestack is a bit too slow, so I think we have to try to stabilize with Propaganda. I don't want to take extra damage here. He might have just the answer for this, like another disenchant, but yeah, this will probably cost him a whole turn. I can remove the stop in the upkeep for now. So it's cool that he has to decide for getting rid of the Propaganda for 4 mana, and then he can just activate 1 factory and attack. We just have to keep in mind to not drop any more lands until as long as he has 7. So there's a way for him to lose 1 more land to free this up to get utility lands, but 3 wastelands are gone. 1 factory is gone, so there's probably something like 1 factory left. Maybe something like Core Haven. Dust Bowl would be brutal, but it's odd to play Dust Bowl and Wasteland in this kind of decks. Okay, begin combat. Nothing. This is exactly what play we want to play here. Okay, Winter Orb could be decent, but I think it's too worth for us. Do I want to land Smokestack? I'm not sure. I think it might be fine. But I have to tap a lot of. I have to tap Baron's Tomb or 2 factories. I think we can justify 1 more hit. But then he activates everything and we can't do much. So maybe it's better to... But if we do it like this, he needs the answer for Propaganda. So it might be nice to land this. I try to bring this Parallax. No, it does not feel great. But I try it. It's like, if we just lean back, I think we will have problems winning this game. So this gives me some more flexibility if he starts and try to attack. He could give protection with the Mother of Runes, but this will be a hard card on our clock, so I would be happy if this gets countered. Memory lapse, okay, that's a counter I'm not happy with. At some point you will have enough creatures, and if he gets rid of the Propaganda, maybe Swords to Plowshares. I'm not sure if I should concede here, not feeling it. So memory lapse there was brutal, just because it cost us 2 life and we probably have no ability to do this again. Okay, sword, 3 mana sword on 1. Okay, another Wayfarer. Not scary on its own. Okay, ships the turn completely. Wall of Tears. I absolutely want this. Bring this down. Ships a turn. Really not sure how this will end. I think timing will be an issue for one of us. And he has a lot of cards. Okay, we played another land, so we are able to play a land again. Another Silver Knight. Okay. Propaganda is still decent. Mishra's Factory, I'm allowed to play this. Okay, I think Meddling Mage is fine for me. I think I will land Winter Orb in a second. Okay, City of Traitors is sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we have 8 too, so we can't play this right now. Do I want to spend 4 mana on this one? We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attacking creatures. So everyone is lethal if he gets rid of this one. Tough call, but I think my gut says 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he needs to get rid of the propaganda. Yeah, I try to play the Winter Orb here. Might be wrong. But with a view on the timer, I don't have too much time to think about this. There might be the possibility for game 3. Okay, he has a counterspell here. Prohibit is perfectly fine. He still needs to get rid of the propaganda. And we are getting closer and closer with the clock. Okay, Sea of Cleansing is probably enough for us to lose. City of Traitors here. Ships the turn back. So we got 7 blockers. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers. If he attacks with everything. Another City of Traitors. That's too much cities. So just skip the turn here. Fact of Fiction. Angel or the rest. Okay. What he's planning on. I'm not sure. He should have a combination of Swords to Plowshares if he does it like this. Okay, what's that? Choose a color, gain protection from the color. I think that's enough then. Protection from blue. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, great game. Okay, this was grindy. Turn 25 is a lot. So we are relying on a fast hand with some combination of I think it's still so Parallax Tide is super bad. Let's play some amount of Chain of Vapor and register it like this. Yeah, we need some Black Vise to win in time, and even then he could have answers for the Black Vise. So a combination of Black Vises and Chain of Vapor would be great. But now we really have to look at the time. Not great. Not keepable. Okay, here's a Black Vise with some utility lands. Want to ship this and that. We are here on the damage raise plan. So 5 a turn is our plan. Otherwise, I would have kept differently, but due to the constraint on the time. Mother of Runes. Okay, another Black Vise is decent. Get this down. Hope this combination is enough. Think we could get rid of one. Okay, Meddling Mage is fine for me. At some point he will have answers to the Black Vises. Another factory would be great. Okay, one island, ships a turn back. Not planning on porting here, because it's heavy on the time and I want to... I really need to focus on this right now. Okay, Silver Knight is here. Think he will not attack. So, okay, another port is it for me. Now I want to yield until the upkeep. Here's it 4 cards, which is pretty bad for us. Tap this. It would be sweet if he would never play something like Stencil in this situation, but okay, Wasteland is great. Morph creature, so Angel. Yeah, this will be tough. Okay, this is too much land. Bring down the tome, chip the turn. Yeah, he had exactly the perfect answer with cheap creatures and threats for the Black Vise strategy. Propaganda could be a decent turn, but we'll have a flipped Angel now. Just attack with this, it's fine. We couldn't interact with Rishadan Port there. Smokestack is possible if we draw some more amount of prison parts. Here I want to ship it. Yeah, otherwise it would have been great. But this is hard to raise. And the triggers are pretty bad for us. Another Meddling Mage. Probably naming Propaganda. Yeah, but the mulligan on 4, what we got here was too much. It was a combination of many things. Yeah, due to the fact that we shipped the turn here, the priority to save time, we could not activate Factory for block, but he had the Wasteland anyway. So put this first. Yeah, great games. All right, we are on the draw here with a pretty slowish hand, but regarding on the matchup, it might be pretty good. And due to the fact we have Rishadan Port and the Mishra's Factory, I want to keep this. Hopefully to lead with a Black Vise. Treetop Village, so might be a Ponza deck. Oh, he had the Mulligan 5, so our Black Vise plan is pretty bad. But I still want to do it, leading with Resource Factory to expose this to a wasteland. To have the ability to have Rishadan Port later for my opponent's Treetop Village. Yeah, this is bad. Our opponent has... Okay, this is a sweet combination. And I think now it's time to get down the Winter Orb to slow down the game. Combination with Rishadan Port, it's pretty decent. So now a Mox Diamond would be great to get these things really going. I think the deck has a variety of... it's probably the green-white. Or maybe? Yeah, this was a good one, because he can just keep the count of cards in his hand low. I think I don't want to port here, because I want to play Pendrell Mists next turn. Or Smokestack? Maybe Smokestack. Yeah, I want to play Smokestack. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what he plays. At first I was thinking it's a Terraponza variety. Like the green one, like one of our Moxforge members played a lot. Okay, this Black Vise didn't do a lot damage right now, but maybe sooner or later I will sacrifice this into a Smokestack. And he can really control what he's drawing with it and ensures he can play it. So it's not facing any damage from the Black Vise soon. I want to untap Rishadan Port. Put the right one on stick first. Put a count on that. Another Smokestack. That's a small disaster to have. Okay. Regarding on his place, I might keep the Smokestack on one. But maybe it's greater than second Smokestack to speed things up. I'm not sure. This probably went to 2. Okay, I need to get rid of my Black Vise here or land. So untap this. Sacrifice. So Black Vise is my win option. I want to sacrifice an island for now. I still am positive to bring some damage in with that. City of Traitors is fine. Okay, another Smokestack here. Just to have something to sacrifice for the first one. Yeah, at some point he needs to sacrifice the Sylvan Library. And then we are here to Okay, he wants to bring some damage in here. Okay, here I want to untap City of Traitors again. Then put both suit counters on the bottom. Okay, sacrifice 2. It will probably be Smokestack and the Rishadan Port. Any order, sacrifice 0. And no, I don't want to add more counters on this. Another land would be not great, because we have City of Traitors. Nah, I need to wait one turn to sacrifice City of Traitors. Or maybe an island and follow up with another Smokestack. Yeah, I think this is great. To have one Smokestack around, one lower counted. And I think we can get rid of the Winter Orb next turn. So not a fast kill here, but untap this. Suit counter. And then I want to sacrifice Smokestack plus Winter Orb. So here he will have one turn now, where we don't have his land covered with our Smokestack. Okay, this is great. Smokestack plus Chronatog. I think I can wait one more turn with the island, because we are not doing anything with it right now. And if he does not have an answer for the Chronatog, I think we will skip some turns to make him sacrifice. He might have an answer for the Smokestack. Okay, we got this. Without showing him Pendrell Mists or Chronatog, but I think he's on a Terraoath list. So Hibernation might be fine. So it's Counterspell and 3 and now. Propaganda could work. Pendrell Mists is not great. And probably we can start cutting. Yeah, one more propaganda. I mean, they are taxing his land attacks with the manlands, but yeah, if he starts exactly, that's not great. No, that's not great. Due to the double Mox Diamond, this is a bit better. I want to ship probably the port here. Yeah, this would feel better if the Counterspell would have been a mana leak. Okay, port from top. It's a fine answer to opposing Treetop Village. But it's sweet that we can get the Counterspell mana up next turn. Naturalize. Okay, 7 libraries, this is fine. I want to play Island here to have a Counterspell up for anything going on. Smokestack is fine again. Yeah. Black Vise is such a good answer to 7 library in some cases, but in other cases he can just put the most cheap card on top and then start playing these. Okay, Cohaven. Pretty awkward sequence of cards here. This is fine for me. I want to protect the Black Vise for longer. So, or maybe I want to bring Smokestack into play. Yeah, I want to play Smokestack. So even if he has one Naturalize or something like this, he needs to get rid of the Smokestack first, I guess. And then we are using our mana better. Okay, suit counter first. He still has a furnace to sacrifice. Okay. Here I want to bring down Propaganda. To have one more card to sacrifice for Smokestack. And I think it looked a bit similar to the first game we had. So we will start sacking away. Maybe it's Propaganda soon. Because we got the Trader Village covered. And I will really fight for my permanents here. Okay. Yeah, good games. Was probably too much, this combination again. Alright everyone, we are back after 6 amazing rounds of Premodern. So what a sweet and wonderful deck we had here. First of all, really great thanks again to Gabe Menendez for providing this donation deck list with a very creative blue mud build. Let's call it like Pendrell Prison maybe, to honor this great card here. And yeah, pretty even results we had. I have to admit that we got really tough matchups. So 2 times Sligh, Deadguy Ale was pretty tough. Goblins is a tough matchup where we had some good draws. The Weenie deck is pretty tough, so we didn't had a easy run this time. But I think in most matches we provided a great match and we did everything we can. So let's take a look at this deck. And if I doing this, please keep in mind that I will leave a bit the brewing area here and try to make it a bit more competitive. And with this said, it hurts, but I think the first thing which could go would be the Chronatog. So yeah, I really want to make room in this list for IC Manipulators. I think it's a great card to have. And I think we want 2 of these. So let's do a quick draft of a possible next iteration of the deck. But yeah, it had so many strong moments that I'm really interested of your ideas on the deck and yeah, how it develop further. So at first I want to play 1 IC Manipulator. Or maybe 2. The idea of having the combination with Chronatog and more is really the dream. But yeah, so for the next testing, I would try like 2 IC Manipulators in the main deck and probably cut away 1 Chronatog for that. And maybe, yeah, tough to say, probably one of the 4-mana cards here. I think it could be one Pendrell Mists, because against some matchups they are just fodder for your own Smokestack. And what I needed to try here are 2 Stifles. Maybe they are not great, but there are often times I was stuck with the Parallax Tide in the hand and I wanted to really bring it down, but mana was so tight with the Chain of Vapor plus plus the Pendrell plus Parallax Tide would not have been possible. So maybe try it like this. And then I think, I'm not sure if Washout just bounce creatures or permanents in general. Let's take a look here. Otherwise, yeah, it's all permanents of 1 color. And I think due to the fact that we are having great mana acceleration, I would try to exchange the Hibernation for 2 Washout. And I would probably do the exchange of, let me take a look again at Power Sink. So this 2 Hibernations out. Bring 2 Power Sinks in to cut these counterspells. And yeah, this will scale up. But there's an argument to not play Power Sink and something like Mana Leak. But besides that, I think there is some room to 1 Musty Core in the 75. So even if I love this Wall of Tears, I would probably for the next run try cutting 2 Wall of Tears and try 2 Musty Cores in the sideboard, which could be a great addition. Yeah, this would be my next iteration. I'm very hyped what you say about this deck, about this league. What's your ideas? Really love it that we saw a complete new archetype, which seemed like a strong version of Mud in many cases. And yeah, really appreciate your support, Gabe. And if you don't know the podcast yet, please reach out. You can find the link in the video description. Just listen to the Shared Discovery podcast and see you in the next video. Goodbye.